The stars are gathering for America's Hope Award, honoring the humanitarian achievements of the world's most celebrated star. Tonight, from beautiful Palm Desert, California, America's all-star tribute to Elizabeth Taylor. Starring June Allyson, Burt Bacharach, Charles Bronson, Beau Bridges, Carol Burnett, Sid Charisse, Bob Hope, Roddy McDowell, Ann Miller, Dudley Moore, Margaret O'Brien, Mickey Rooney, Kenny Rogers, Carol Bayer Sager, Robert Stack, and Stevie Wonder. Please welcome America's Hope Award honoree, Miss Elizabeth Taylor. Stay tuned for Charles Bronson, Carol Burnett, and Dudley Moore. Mr. Charles Bronson.
Thank you very much. Tributes and salutes always make me a little nervous because it gives everybody an excuse to spill the beans, you know, while passing out the roses. Well, tonight we're here to present Elizabeth with America's second annual Hope Award. A gesture of our thanks for her generous humanitarian efforts that have inspired confidence and hope in others. There's another side of Elizabeth's achievements, her films. I had the pleasure of working with her on a picture called The Sandpiper, and there we are. For a lady who absolutely loves all kinds of gifts, we have some special surprises for you, Elizabeth. Like a clip from your first picture, remember? Your co-star was Alfalfa Sweetser, the kid from our gang comedies. This is how America first met you.
I'm gonna sing a campaign song entitled Lemuel P. Twine for Mayor, and written by
yourself, stupid.
Gloria Allen. You who voted, you can't lose. Take some care with the man you choose. Listen to the people's voice, then you'll know their choice. That's the sign that we want one for mayor.
The film was called There's One Born Every Minute, and they couldn't have been more wrong. There's only one Elizabeth Taylor, and she's been captivating us ever since.
Carol Burnett and Dudley Moore.
Thank you very much. It's a thrill to be here for our dear friend Elizabeth. And I think that a lot of us here tonight grew up with Elizabeth. I know I did.
Yes.
Of course, she's a little bit older than I am, but she was a movie star. This lady was a movie star when she was only 6 years old in Lassie Come Home. And I remember how jealous I was, but, well, Elizabeth, I'm not anymore. And since this is a night of truth and love, Dudley and I have a little confession to make. Tell her, Dudley.
Well, Elizabeth, Carol and I were discussing backstage how, talking about as children, how envious we were of you.
Yeah, I was full of it.
Not as full of it as I was, Carol.
Well, be that as it may. I remember when I read when she was 16 years old that she was going to do a love scene with Robert Stack. I turned absolutely green.
Yeah, I can understand that because I remember in National Velvet, you know, when I saw how confident she was, even on a horse.
Yeah.
I turned chartreuse.
And when she was 12, you know, and she started to blossom, I'm still waiting.
Yeah. She was so chummy with the royal family that I wanted to take those royal corgis.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to knock her perfect little teeth out of her perfect little mouth. I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
Everybody loved her for being short.
Yeah,
Me, no.
yeah.
I wanted to...
Well, I mean, but... It is such a relief now that we have matured.
Yes. Yes, childhood is so
Yes,
painful,
it is.
I think, when you're consumed with envy. And
Yes.
thank God we've grown into mature human beings who've learned to accept ourselves.
Yes, we have. Warts and all.
Warts, Carol?
Oh, no, I don't mean that literally. I mean that warts and all, that's just an expression. It means our little imperfections. Warts and all.
Oh, I see. Yes, exactly. And by accepting them, of course, they disappear.
That's right.
Yes.
And that's why tonight we can stand here.
And sit here.
And we can honestly say that tonight we are filled with nothing but respect and admiration and humility and gratitude.
And above all, love. For you, Elizabeth. How could we not love Elizabeth? She's so beautiful and wise. How could we not love Elizabeth with those legendary eyes? How could we not love a lady who seems to come from paradise, whose every moment seems to be the stuff of dreams, who married Richard Burton twice? How could we not love Elizabeth? She's no ordinary dame. How could we not love Elizabeth? She puts all of us to shame. How could we ever dare to ask the question, mirror, mirror on the wall, there's one, only one, Elizabeth, the fairest one of all.
Dudley, did you know something? Elizabeth has a double row of eyelashes.
No, that's mascara.
No, it only looks like mascara. The woman, it's a freak thing of nature. She was born with a double row of eyelashes.
Yeah.
Couldn't you know that? Well, no, it's all right. I can accept her beauty. There's no envy here.
Carol, good girl, Carol.
Still a double row of eyelashes.
Carol, how could we envy Elizabeth? She's so worshipped and adored. How could we envy Elizabeth? Her Academy Awards. How could we ever dare to not be grateful? Summer, winter, spring, and fall. There's one, only one, Elizabeth, the fairest one.
6 years old again. I'm regressing. I'm going back to being jealous all over again. She's got everything, even her own perfume, and I'm wearing it.
So am I. No, Carol, dear, I want to remind you of something you said. You said that you have warts, right?
Yes.
Well, now, listen, if you have warts, then I have warts.
Yes.
Right. Now, then, if you have warts and I have warts, then he has warts.
Yes.
And if you have warts and I have warts and he has warts, then...
Everybody has warts.
All of us, Carol?
All of us, Dudley.
Even Elizabeth?
There is a God.
How could we not love Elizabeth? Who could ever fill her shoes? We could, Carol. Yes. How could we not love Elizabeth? She has more than paid her dues.
Just like us, Dud.
Right. How could we not love a lady whose friendship is a fact of life?
Loyal to the end.
Who's everybody's friend and almost everybody's wife. 3, 4. How could we not love Elizabeth through her thick and through her thin? How could we not love Elizabeth in whatever shape she's in? How could we ever dare to not adore her, the belle of everybody's ball?
How could we not love Elizabeth?
There's one, only one, Elizabeth. My God, how we love you, Elizabeth. Warts and all.
I might as well start at the beginning. The first jump is just a plain hedge jump, and then...
My, don't tell me anymore.
Well, you've got to know the order of the jumps and the tricks of the race. There's a lot to know.
No use. Everyone riding out there tomorrow will know more than I do. It's no use, mine.
You think a race like this is won by luck?
No. By knowing the pie can win and telling him so.
Mr. Mickey Rooney.
It was I who first cut Miss Elizabeth Taylor's hair. Actually cut it. I was scared to death to have done it, but I did it. I cut her hair and I lost mine. Elizabeth Taylor was a child star. I think that we should show a few clips of just what things were like many, many, many weekends ago.
How is she, hon?
Oh, looking better, Your Grace.
Looks a little dull to me.
I think if you try straining her water through some linseed, it would make her look better.
Linseed, Miss Priscilla.
How did you know about that?
I just happen to know, that's all.
You're too young to understand some things. Have you ever really felt keen about anything?
Oh, yes.
Horses. What does it feel like to be in love with a horse?
I lose my lunch.
You're a child. Here's where you feel it. It skips a beat.
I'm ready, Mr. Taylor.
You may go, Miss March.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can send it back.
Oh, darling, no one would take that back once they got rid of it.
You can send them all back. The wedding's off.
Kay, what are you saying?
Just that. I'm not going to marry Buckley. I found out something about him that's unforgivable.
Elizabeth, here is your next gift, Stevie Wonder.
The greatest gift that God has given us all is life itself. And the greatest gift of life in life is love. It is great to know someone that has in their life shared and given love to those many people that they may never meet personally, but feel in their hearts. The other great gift in life and love is the way of expressing love. Tonight, I sing this song, Elizabeth, from all of us who love you sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. And if you all feel like singing with me the chorus, please do so. If you don't, I'll punch you out. No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. No burst of spring, no song to sing. In fact, it's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that we must sing to you.
What'll it be?
Depends what you got.
You've had a look?
Oh, yeah. Just coffee. For openers.
Mr. Beau Bridges.
I think that Elizabeth had a lot of fun playing that waitress who goes from rags to riches. But there have been so many other wonderful characterizations, and who can forget these memorable performances?
Do I make you nervous?
Yes.
You look like an Eastman. Are you one?
Nephew, my name's George.
I'm Angela.
Vickers. Saw you here last spring.
Oh, I don't remember seeing you before.
Now, don't you worry about me. I'm a tough Texian now.
You know I love you, Tex.
An apartment as big as you want. Charge account.
Mr. Liggett, put your assets away. You don't have enough.
Try me.
You couldn't match what I've already turned down. You know what I feel like? I feel all the time like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Then jump off the roof, Maggie. Jump off it. Now, cats jump off roofs and they land uninjured. Do it. Jump.
Jump where? Into what?
Take a lover.
I don't deserve that.
My name is Michael Wilding, and I'm proud to say that the lady being honored here tonight is my mother. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
I'm here with best wishes from your mother, Sarah, and I'd like to acknowledge that she's in the audience. Your other kids, Chris, Liza, and Maria, and your ever-growing number of grandchildren. We're especially proud of the example you've set on behalf of people in need. And no matter how controversial the cause, you have inspired and enriched not only our lives, but the lives of many, many people around the world. And I'm glad that you're finally being recognized for things you have done that until now, most people have been unaware of. Mom, we love you and we thank you.
Mr. Roddy McDowell.
I'm very glad to be part of an occasion that honors someone who is a dear, dear friend to be cherished, always. Now, I've been fortunate to work with Elizabeth on pictures that could be considered turning points in her career. Lassie Come Home marked the beginning of her MGM years, and Cleopatra began one of the most heralded of cinematic unions, the legendary teaming of Taylor and Burton.
Almost 3 years. Is it possible that you become even more beautiful?
Almost 3? At law? Time has passed so quickly.
Your necklace seems to be made of gold coins. Coins of Caesar.
You are such a simp. You haven't even got the what?
Guts?
Phrase maker.
What can he possibly give you that I can't?
George is a very skillful maker of love. Is he?
I don't know.
I'd rather die!
My 20,000 crowns.
Mr. Kenny Rogers.
What an opportunity to photograph Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor may very well be the single most photographed woman of this century. At this date, 14 Life magazine covers, a record for any star. Do you know what I love most about you, Elizabeth, is something that your mother shared with you as a very small child. That the real beauty comes from within, not the eyes, but the light that shines behind them. And that's what makes you an extraordinary lady. I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made me such a fool, and I'm so lost in your love. And whoa, we belong together. Won't you believe in my song? Lady, for so many years I thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole. Forever, let me wait to see you each and every morning. Let me hear you whisper softly in my ear. In my eyes, I see no one else but you. There's no other love like I love. And yes, oh yes, I'll always want you near me. I've waited for you for so long. And lady, your love's the only love I need. And beside me is where I want you to be. 'Cause my love, there's something I want you to know. You're the love of my life. You're my lady.
It isn't good for her to be shut up in that cage all the time. Lassie likes a good walk, Lassie does. She needs the exercise. Poor Lassie. Poor Lassie. Poor girl.
Lassie, your co-star sent along a little gift.
Oh, no.
From Bessie to you, Elizabeth. She's yours.
Is that the way you feel about me?
But it is.
Then I think you're very rude.
And I think you're very spoiled.
I'm not interested in your personal opinion, Mr. Andrews.
It's nice to see you angry. That's a good sign. It's the first time I've ever seen you follow natural impulse.
If I followed my natural impulse, I'd push you in the flower bed. Good night.
Mr. Robert Stack.
Back in 1948, the movie code was really impossible. There I was, working with the most beautiful teenager in the movies, and I wasn't allowed to kiss her on the screen. Now I have a little secret to share with you about Elizabeth. You see, as a young girl, her dream was to work for MGM. She was gaga over stars. I mean, really starstruck. And so she carried this around with her, a little autograph book. Well, Elizabeth, we looked through the book. We found a few great MGM stars that didn't sign it.
Miss June Allyson.
Thank you. You know, among Elizabeth's special gifts is a keen memory. While we were all busy memorizing lines, Elizabeth knew hers perfectly. That's why I'm curious, Elizabeth, to see if you remember this story. We were all sitting around one day while we were making Little Women, and we were talking, not about anything special, just talking. And suddenly Elizabeth looked up at me and said, "Junie, I would give my soul if I looked like you." Can you imagine the most beautiful woman in the world saying that to me? I love you, Elizabeth. You made my day. Thank you so much for the memories. Devotedly.
Miss Sid Charisse.
At MGM, Elizabeth and I had a treasured friend in our costume designer, Helen Rose. Helen took a personal interest in us, and she always accentuated the positive. Of course, if she accentuated too much, the censors would show up. Remember how they checked out cleavage from the top of a ladder? Oh, I loved her because she knew how to build clothes, not only for dancers, but for characters like Maggie and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. So, hats off to Helen, to those MGM ladders, and to you, affectionately, Sid Charisse.
Miss Margaret O'Brien.
I have a confession to make. I was a little jealous of Elizabeth, and I hated school at MGM. I couldn't wait to get out. You see, Elizabeth turned 18 on the set of Little Women, and like magic, she didn't have to attend school anymore. Oh, how I envied her. Well, I always look forward to working with Elizabeth, because she always brought her 8 chipmunks to work. I couldn't wait. But alas, when you turn 18, chipmunks are left at home. Too many new attractions. So, Elizabeth, to those chipmunks and the lessons of growing up, your loving alumnus, Margaret O'Brien.
Miss Ann Miller.
Dear Elizabeth, your friend Annie here read your latest book and I loved it.
But you forgot to include the famous MGM diet. Remember that backlot scramble to lunch? Oh, we needed track shoes to get through it. It took 15 minutes to get out of costume, 10 minutes to sprint to the commissary, and once we got there, we lined up with electricians, carpenters, cowboys. It just didn't make any difference. Anyway, that left 10 minutes to eat, racing back to the set with a soggy ham on rye, minus the pickle, and Elizabeth. Nobody will ever know how hard we worked or how much we all loved it. So, to these noontime foot races, I love you, Elizabeth. Your friend, Ann Miller.
Stay tuned for Burt Bacharach, Carol Bear Sager, and Bob Hope. Burt Bacharach and Carol Bear Sager.
When Elizabeth graduated from MGM High, there wasn't time to celebrate.
On to the next movie, Career.
The truth is the girl who has everything never had a high school prom.
Oh.
So welcome to your prom, Elizabeth.
Better late than never. Come on down.
And I never thought I'd feel this way. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad I got this chance to say that I do believe I love you. And if I should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way we do today. And then if you can, remember to keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. You came and opened me, and now there's so much more I see. And so by the way, I thank you for the times when we're apart. Then close your eyes and know these words are coming from my heart. Remember,
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. That's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, God bless you. I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for.
keep smiling,
Keep shining. That's what friends are
Mr. Bob Hope.
Elizabeth, thanks for inviting me to your prom, you know?
And remember to save the last dance for me, will you? I don't dance much. I've reached the age where I can't dip without a letter from my doctor. I haven't seen so many stars since Jerry Ford hit me in the head with a tee shot. The song that started Elizabeth's prom tonight, That's What Friends Are For, was written by Carol Bayer Sager and Burt Bacharach. And it's also a part of the battle against AIDS. You see, every time that song is played, the proceeds go to AMFAR, the National Foundation for AIDS Research. And of course, this is the lady who chairs that distinguished organization. You've given hope to so many children, preparing doctors to heal crippled limbs or return eyesight when that was possible. And you adopted a child yourself, providing her with the miracles of modern medicine. Your appearances for UNICEF, the Orphans of War, and the United Way have also instilled that rare gift of hope to others. You've been a true friend of the Veterans War Fund, and now you've dedicated yourself to the battle against AIDS. And we won't forget it was you, Elizabeth. It was you, believe me, who broke the great silence and fear that once surrounded this disease. You continue to state loud and clear, I will be on the front lines until a cure has been found. We are suffering. Elizabeth, for your courageous wisdom and continued joy of life, it's an honor to present to you America's Hope Award for 1989.
Designed especially for you by Harry Winston Jewelers.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I'd like to thank my mother for being here this evening and my two sons, Michael and Christopher. What a privilege it is for me to be here this evening to accept this prestigious award from a man who means so much to me and who has given so much to the world. To follow my dear friend Bob Hope, to follow my dear friend Bob Hope is indeed an honor for me to cherish, and I am deeply grateful. Gratitude is a word that is oftentimes overused and more often overlooked. I would like to take a moment to express my personal gratitude to so many of you here tonight and those of you who are watching for your kind expressions of concern for my well-being. There's recently been significant speculation about my health. The truth is, last summer I fractured my back, a compression fracture of the first lumbar. It has taken a long time to heal. It's taken a lot of learning to live with it, but I'm fine now, and thank you. For those of you who have expressed your love and good wishes, I am very deeply touched, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks. America's Hope Award has this very special meaning for me. Hope is the intangible which we all strive to touch. It is so often the very thing that keeps us going forward in the face of adversity. In the immortal words of Aristotle, hope is a waking dream. It is in this waking of our dreams that new dreams are born. It is the living of these dreams that we experience this crazy and wonderful thing called life. In my life, I have been acknowledged for speaking out in many issues. If speaking out on human injustices is seen as inspirational, then I assure you I will continue to speak out and speak loudly. I am profoundly grateful for the ability to be heard and to contribute in any way I can. Speaking out against AIDS was really my way of calling attention to a very serious health epidemic that was being ignored because of social judgments and misinterpretations about those who were initially contacting the disease. To some, that may be courageous. To me, it was just common sense. As human beings, we must strive to remember that we are all human beings together. We must give of ourselves, our compassion, our commitment, and our love. In accepting this award, I dedicate it to those who are the real providers of hope in all of us, to the children who look to us for inspiration and by whom we are inspired, to the men and women throughout the world who courageously struggle against war, hunger, and poverty for the sake of their children, to the elderly who are fighting for their dignity, to the sick who are waging incredible battles for their lives, to people of color or who are demanding their right of equality, to courageous people everywhere who are fighting for the right to be human without judgment, to love and to be loved. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you for joining us. And now as the party for Elizabeth continues, we wish all of you good night.
Travel provided by Delta Airlines from Europe to the Orient, from Mexico to Canada. Delta can fly you worldwide. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. Hotel accommodations provided by the famous DoubleTree Desert Princess Resort, located in beautiful Palm Springs, California, the golf course of the stars.
Dynasty will return next week at its regularly scheduled time.
People magazine says it's a drama about real people with real problems. Watch Heartbeat. Next.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London.
It's the fine-tuning of biceps and triceps tomorrow bodybuilding with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And the 80s approached in door-to-door sales tomorrow on Good Morning America.